Hello, dear grade 8 students. How are you today? We are in week 7. We have to start our new lesson, which is directly proportionality. So, let us start by definition of proportions. What is proportions? To define proportions, we have to take an example. Suppose you have 4 letters A, B, C, and D, such that A is equal to 10, B is equal to 2, C is equal to 25, and D is equal to 5. If you divide A over B, so 10 over 2, you get 5. And if you divide C over D as well, you get 25 over 5, which is equal to 5. So you can notice that 5 is equal to 5. So A over B, which is 5, is equal to C over D, which is equal to 5. So these two quotients are equal. And whenever you have two quotients are equal, this equality is called proportion. So proportion is an equality between two quotients. A over B is equal to C over D. So this is proportion. Let us take the proportion A over B is equal to C over D. In the proportion, the number here and here are called extreme, and the numbers here are called means. So this is an extreme, mean, extreme. And you have a rule, the product means the multiplication. The product of extremes, if you multiply extreme by extreme, is equal to the product of the means. So if you multiply A times D, it will be equal to B times C. That's what we called cross multiplication. It's actually a rule in the proportion. So A times D is equal to B times C whenever you have equal, so whenever you have proportion. So what is directly proportional magnitudes? As a rule, two quantities, magnitudes means quantities. Two quantities x and y are directly proportional if y over x is equal to k. K is a number, is a constant. So this k, this number is called proportionality coefficient, which means when you have two quantities x and y, and whenever you divide y over x and you get the same number, which is called k, you have directly proportional magnitudes. To well understand, let us take an example. You have here a small square of perimeter 8 centimeter, another square of perimeter 16 centimeter, and third square of perimeter 24 centimeter. And we have here the table that shows us the side and the perimeter of each square. When the side is 2 centimeter, the perimeter is 8. While when the side is 4, its perimeter is 16. When the side is 6, its perimeter is 24. So from the table here, if you name the side x and the perimeter y, and you divide y over x from the first case, you get 8 over 2, which is equal to 4. You divide y over x from the second case, you get 16 over 4, which is equal to 4. And y over x from the third case, you get 24 over 6, which is equal to 4. Then y and x, or x and y, are directly proportional because each time you divide y over x, you get the same number, which is 4. Y over x is equal to 4 in each case. And x and y are called directly proportional with k, coefficient of proportionality, is equal to 4. Then you can say that the side of a square and its perimeter are directly proportional. Directly proportional means they change in the same way. Whenever the first increase, the second increase by the same constant, by the same coefficient, which is here equals to 4. So if the side increase, the perimeter will increase, and this is what we call directly proportional. And you can, in another example, take another example. Whenever the first decrease, the second will decrease. So in directly proportional, the two quantities, they change in the same way. They increase together or they decrease together. Let us take the note. When x and y are directly proportional, y over x, as we said, is equal to k. And you can write it as y equals kx because you can do k over 1 and you do extreme by extreme equals mean by mean or cross multiplication, you get y equals to kx. In the previous example, y over x was equal to 4. So you can write it as y equals to 4x as a relation between x and y. Application. Calculate the numbers a and b knowing that a, b, and 6 are directly proportional to 2, 3, and 4. Whenever you have three numbers directly proportional to three numbers, you write the ratio, the proportion between them, that a over 2, the first number over the first number, equal second over second, b over 3, equal third over third, 6 over 4. So this is the relation that can be applied because a, b, and 6 are directly proportional to 2, 3, and 4. So to find a and b, you take the first ratio, the first quotient, with the last one because the last one doesn't contain letters. So a over 2 is equal to 6 and over 4, and you do cross multiplication, you do a times 4 equals 2 times 6, so you get 4a equals to 12, and then you calculate a as an equation, a is equal 12 divided by 4, which is 3. You do the same way, you take the second quotient, second ratio, equal to the third. So b over 3 is equal to 6 over 4. You do cross multiplication, 4b is equal to 18, and then by solving as equation, b is equal 4.5. Calculating the fourth proportional. Sometimes you're asked to find the fourth proportional. Calculate the fourth proportional of 7, 8, and 3. So you have here four numbers, 7, 8, 3, and another number unknown, and these numbers are proportional. So let x be the fourth proportional, and since they are proportional, you can write 7 over 8 or equals 3 over the fourth number, which is x, 3 over x. You do cross multiplication or extreme by extreme, 7 times x equals to 8 times 3, so 7x equals 24, and then you solve it as equation, x is equal 24 over 7. I will solve for you an exercise, a complicated exercise. Divide the number 60 into parts directly proportional to 2, 3, and 5. So you have to divide the number 60 into parts. These parts are proportional to three numbers, 2, 3, and 5. So the parts, they should be three numbers, three parts. So let us start by suppose that a, b, and c are the missing numbers we are searching for. And since first a plus b plus c equals to 60 because they are parts of the number 60. So if you add them, you get 60. And since they are proportional to 2, 3, and 5, you can write a over 2, as we mentioned before, equals b over 3 equals c over 5. What to do here? To solve, you have to suppose that all of these ratios equal to t. So you write equal t. And then you take the first one, a over 2 equal t. You do cross multiplication, you get a equals to t. The second one equal t, you do cross multiplication, b equal 3t, and the third one equal t, and cross multiplication, c equals 5t. Here you have a, b, and c, but in term of t. So what to do? You take this relation and you substitute a by 2t, b by 3t, c by 5t. So you get 10t equals to 60, which means t equals to 6. Now you have t, and you have a, b, c in terms of t, so you substitute them. So a is equal, a was 2t, so it's 2 times 6, it's 12. B, 3 times 6, it's 18 because it's 3t. And c, it's 5 times 6, it's 30 because it's 5 times t. Thank you guys for watching. Try to solve the exercises. See you soon.